Good morning, good morning, good morning. Freedom marchers, freedom family, freedom lovers and freedom fighters. Snapzilla gorillas in the building, hitting y'all upside the head with this morning paper. Just wanted to do this this quick live stream. I don't have very long. I have an appointment, and I just wanted to come through and basically talk about these failed attempts to discredit Candace Owens and this Mitch character that she has presented as basically some type of witness that saw Charlie Kirk's head of security and Erica Kirk at Fort Huachuca. It's interesting how she is being attacked, right? It's a whole big old production, right? All these people are coming out. All these people are coming out to speak out against Candace Owens for presenting this Mitch character and, you know, basically using his past to basically call into question whether or not he can be trusted in regards to his accounts of what he saw at Fort Huachuca. Now, initially, when it all started, you had certain individuals come out and they were talking about how Mitch was never at Fort Huachuca. And then they said that he was never Special Forces. You know, they came out and everybody jumped out the window to go at Mitch. They basically said, well, Mitch was a woman beater, basically, and that there were court proceedings in regards to that. You know, things that he had gotten caught up in years ago with his ex-wives and girlfriends and all this shit. And really, they have been doing a lot of fumbling, right? A lot of fumbling in regards to that. Black Spring Autumn, salute to you. How you doing, Queen? Yeah, it's been a minute since I did a live stream. Been a lot going on with work. I've been doing a lot of work. You know. Anyway, it's all good. We keep it pushing. Listen. Here's the thing. This is all a distraction. You understand? Candace Owens is on a break, right? She hasn't done a show in over a week. And all these things are going on while she's on break. Meanwhile, what's going on in the world right now? Well, Donald Trump basically just, you know, he initiated acts of war against Venezuela by sanctioning them and basically clamping down on them and not allowing them to export oil, right? Export their oil, right? They're putting sanctions on them. Salute to realize. Salute to you, Queen. There's a lot going on right now. A lot going on in the world, and a lot going on that we don't even know about. The Epstein files, of course. Nothing's really coming of that, right? They're supposed to release all the files, and the what they have released is heavily redacted. And now they're talking about impeaching what's her name, Pam Bondi, for not doing what she was supposed to do with the Epstein files, right? So the Epstein files are still out there. The Epstein files are still not resolved. And meanwhile, instead of focusing on that, these people, the Alex Jones of the world, all these other people that are out here that are supposed to be speaking truth to power, all these conspiracy theorists, they're focused on this Mitch character. They're focused on this Mitch character and trying to make it look like, oh, well, because he has this past, we can't believe a word he said about the Fort Huachuca situation. And when they try to present evidence to debunk the idea that this congressperson was there, I forgot his name, the idea that Brian Harpool wasn't there or Erica Kirk wasn't there, everything they have presented in regards to that, everything that was given to them by Turning Point USA, by Brian Harpool, by this congressperson, has essentially not done anything to disprove what Mitch has said, right? Yes, clout just for review. That's exactly what I'm doing. The files are fake. Sure, pal. The files are fake. Salute to you, Black Spring. Yes. Shoot me a DM. Go ahead and do that. Yeah, hit the like button, y'all. Listen. The bottom line is the Dog and Pony Show is so anyway, yeah, I had to reset. Someone asked, do you believe that we are free in the United States? Well, no. Right? It appears that we are free, but we're really not. We are still enslaved. It's just a different form of slavery. It's no longer chattel slavery, right? We're not being bought. We're not being bought and sold by masters, but we are still enslaved, right? We are enslaved by the monetary system. We are enslaved by government, right? The government still enslaves us, just in a different way. We are still enslaved. We are enslaved because every time we earn, right? Every time we work, every time we put in the time and the effort to earn what we deserve, here they come to get their piece by force. No, we're not free. We are not free. We're not free in a society where, there are thousands of laws on the books that work toward not keeping us safe, not protecting, but to control us, to transfer more wealth and power to them, right? That is what, that is the system that we are in today. So, no, we're not free. They give us the impression we're free because they allow us to go to work. But when you go to work for them. Right? But anyway, and the things that are going on in regards to this Charlie Kirk situation, his death, right? The circumstances around it, what's going on with Candace Owens being attacked for asking questions, because really that's, at the end of the day, that's all this is about. She's being attacked for asking questions they don't like. And so they were waiting for her to present something like a Mitch to try to tear the whole thing down. Right? You can't ask certain questions. You can't you know, you can't question certain individuals. There's no way you can call into question Erica Kirk's integrity because, well, she's Charlie Kirk's widow. You can't question Turning Point USA. You can't question the members of Turning Point USA because, well, they're Erica Kirk's family and Charlie Kirk's best friend and all this shit, right? Meanwhile, they're taking money from Zionists, right, to push propaganda. To push propaganda and to ensnare certain groups of people to get behind their agenda. And when you go against that, you're a problem, right? When you go against that agenda, when you go against the Zionist agenda, you are a problem, right? So who knows what to believe when it comes to this whole situation? Well, I know this. They put so much energy into this, into trying to convince us that Tyler Robinson is the one that killed Charlie Kirk. They put so much effort and emphasis in trying to convince us, right? They don't even, that's what they do. This whole thing is about that. It is about trying to convince us that Charlie Kirk was killed by a leftist, furry-loving trans person. That's what they want us to believe. They want us to believe that the trans community has formed a terrorist group that will go around killing conservatives for their speech. That's what they want us. That's what they want us to convince of us. Convince us of. Someone says I'm full of it. What am I full of? They have they have AK footage from the front and behind, but they won't release that. No, they won't release it. They won't release it because it shows exactly, well, it may show exactly what may have happened to him, right? Now, they'll show it in court. They'll show it in court, and my belief is that they will, one or two things can happen when they show it in court, right? It'll absolve, it'll prove Tyler Robinson's innocence, or it'll prove his guilt, right? My question is, why is none of this happening until April, right? The probable cause hearing, or whatever they call it. Why is that not happening until April of next year? Why are we hearing that part of his defense team may be family with some people, right? With Turning Point. That the defense team, a member of the defense team, is a member of someone in Turning Point's family. This is my question. This is crazy as hell. Someone says with no facts. What are you talking about? What are we doing? Come on now. Damn. What am I saying? What are we talking about? Move on, I'm crazy. Sure. The party told you reject all evidence, your eyes and ears. Yep. That's what they all tell us. Right? Do I think he innocent? No. I think he was involved. I think that, Tyler Robinson was an integral piece of the puzzle. That's what I think. Donald Trump is a 34-time felon. Well, there are a lot of people within government that are committing felonies every day. They're just not convicted. Right? Every president is a felon, right? As soon as they get into office and start doing shit that goes against the people, they commit a felony. They commit sedition. They betray the people. And this is what I feel like it's important to understand, is that when a president takes office, when these politicians get put in place and they start to act and they start to perform their duties, and they try to convince you that they're performing their duties on your behalf, that they're representing you, they're not really representing you. They're taking money from all these corporate entities, from the banks, from the special interest groups, and they start acting on their behalf. They're going against you. They're going against you. Right? This is what they're doing. And so when you go against that, when you highlight that, when you present that fact to the people, you become dangerous, especially if you have the following that a Charlie Kirk had, or if you have the following that a Candace Owens has, or anybody, right? You start to have to make choices. You have to start making choices. You say you think he was involved. It's not a fact. So that means you don't know. Summer and whatever, what are you talking about? No one knows anything for a fact yet in regards to how Charlie Kirk was killed, aside from those that killed Charlie Kirk. The individuals involved in Charlie Kirk's assassination, they're the only ones who know for a fact right now. No one knows anything for a fact. He clearly was involved because he did things that day that contributed to him looking like a guilty party. President Trump saved America? How is that? So you're just saying things that may not be true. There's little honor in that. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? No one that you believe in has presented any facts either. No one that you guys don't present facts. This is why we're in the position we're in. This is why we have no idea what's going on. None of you have any idea who killed Charlie Kirk. None of you. What we do know is that the narrative they presented to us, the scenario they presented to us, that they want us to believe in, is full of holes and bullshit. So when they present bullshit to us, and I'm questioning and I'm shedding light on the bullshit, you say that I'm presenting facts, or that I'm presenting it like it's a fact. Well, the fact of the matter is that a 30-06 would not have done that to Charlie Kirk. If he was shot with a 30-06 from 140 something meters in the neck, soft tissue, well, there would have been a lot more devastation to him than there was. That's what we do know, right? We do know that they said that Tyler Robinson took the weapon apart, went up to the roof, put it together with the screwdriver, because you need the screwdriver, He took it back apart, left the screwdriver on the roof, got off the roof, took it to another location, and put it back together with no screwdriver. We do know that none of what they have told us makes any fucking sense. What do you mean, who says that? The FBI said that. The FBI said that. That they found the screwdriver on the roof with his fingerprints on it. That's what they said. The FBI said it. So now all of a sudden y'all believe the government. So now all of a sudden y'all believe the FBI. I like Sabby Sabs. Now all of a sudden y'all believe the FBI. Y'all believe what the FBI says. What we know is that the Turning Point USA has gotten caught in lie after lie after lie. What we do know is that Candace Owens has presented more receipts to support her position than Turning Point has. That's what we do know. That's what we do know. Salute to the brother Insane in the building. Salute to you, brother. We do know that. We know that the government lies all the time. So why should I believe anything the government says? Or why should I believe anything the president says? Why should I believe anything Kash Patel says? These motherfuckers lie at every turn. That's what we do know. How much power does Turning Point have? It's not the power that Turning Point has. It's the power that the donors of Turning Point have. See, if you look at Turning Point like you will look at Congress and the Senate, they are beholden to their donors. They're beholden to them. Turning Point is not beholden to the people that they rally behind them, that give them their support. The regular folks, the regular conservative base that they influence, they're not beholden to them. They're beholden to the donors. And if you go against the donors, then you have a problem. So right now, the Turning Point, the officers of Turning Point, Andrew Colvin, Erica Kirk, all these motherfuckers, they are beholden to their donors. Erica Kirk told Megyn Kelly that a donor asked Charlie Kirk, what if something happens to you, God forbid? God forbid something happens to you. This is what a donor told Charlie Kirk, according to Erica Kirk, in August. Isn't that when they had that meeting in the Hamptons? So now Erica Kirk is telling people that a donor asked Charlie Kirk, what happens if you get offed? What happens, God forbid, you die? And then he says, oh, well, I know Erica Kirk, I know my loving wife, she would do great in my place. Erica Kirk told you that a donor asked him, what happens if you die, motherfucker? And Candace told you that when he went to the Hamptons, there was something like an intervention, or not intervention. Yeah, an intervention. Because Charlie Kirk was wavering, right? He was turning his back on the pro-Israel cause. Gradually. They saw that. They had an intervention in the Hamptons. And during that same period, they're asking Charlie Kirk, what happens, God forbid something happens to you. I mean, listen, y'all can believe what you want. The funny thing is, all these cats are attacking Candace Owens and they're turning out to look like buffoons. Right? And salute to Universal Truth in the building. Salute to you, brother. Yeah, listen, the bottom line is this. The more they try to discredit Candace Owens, the better she looks. And I'm concerned that this is all a huge psyop that is distracting us from something major. That's what I'm concerned about. Right? I'm concerned about that. What do they have up their sleeve? This is what I'm concerned about. Because they're not doing a very good job. I don't trust Candace. I don't trust Turning Point. And I don't trust Candace simply because of her past. But that doesn't mean she can't change, right? I just don't trust her because I don't know her. But I will say that she has been the more credible individual in this whole situation. She has been the most credible. But she still has to, I don't know, she has to do more, right? She has to do more. It is what it is, y'all. But this is what we're being presented with. How do you trust? How do you know? How do you trust anybody? How do you know who's telling the truth and who's not? Well, there's a good solution to that. What's in my backseat? Stuff. Salute to Daryl from Texas. Salute to Trailer Swift. Trailer Swift. Can you even trust me? No. No. What have I done? I mean, no. In a world that we live in today, in the society we live in today, it's wise not to trust anybody that you don't know. All you can do is determine what they're saying is fact or not, right? Because even someone nefarious, even somebody that's full of shit, can tell you a lot of truths, right? They can give you a lot of facts, they can give you a lot of truth to get you to trust them, but really they're throwing in a lot of misinformation and bullshit at the same time. Knowingly or unknowingly, they can do that. So at the end of the day, all you can do is take the information as it comes and determine if the information you're receiving is real or not. That's all you can do. That's all you can do. Take the facts as they come, no matter who they're coming from. If it's factual, if it makes sense, if it lines up, that's all you can do. Right? Take the message, take the facts, and leave that individual where they are, right? Yes, consume their content, see what they have to say, right? Because those types of individuals, they'll have sources you don't have, they'll have information you don't have, they'll have whistleblowers coming to them. That's all you can do, right? This Mitch character, they tried to, they said that he wasn't at Fort Huachuca. They said he wasn't Special Forces. They said all these different things that turned out to actually be true. He was Special Forces. He was at Fort Huachuca, right? Some guy had his son on there, and his son ended up saying that they called him from Fort Huachuca to say, look, your father's here, you're an emergency contact. So these are things that are happening, right? It is what it is, y'all. I gotta go. But thank y'all for coming through. Much love. Like, share, subscribe. Make sure you hit the like button on the way out. If not, that's okay. It is what it is. I appreciate you guys. Thank you to my moderators. I'm going to get on out of here, man. Much love. Listen, all we can do is take the facts as they come and filter out the bullshit. And whoever's spewing the most bullshit is the least trustable, right? The least trustworthy. The individuals or entities that are putting out the more factual, truthful information, that's the one, that's usually the one you want to go with, right? All right, anyway,